What's going on, guys? Welcome back to RC Everyday. Back on the ramp truck. Still not satisfied that it won't carry a load. So, we can't up the pressure. We can't add more struts. It can't handle it either way. So we're going to look at the springs today. Now these springs do have, or these air struts have springs inside of them. And I thought I had changed them, but I spent so much time messing with the suspension geometry and the cantilever systems that I don't believe I ever did. I've been sitting here brainstorming about it again, and so today, yeah, we're going to try to take the springs out. It does come with firmer springs. I don't think they're going to work. They are, I don't know, once we get the other ones out, we'll compare them. I don't think they're going to be firm enough. We may try to double them up, see what happens. Yeah. If this doesn't work, the next step I'm thinking is a servo assist. I was looking at how to make that work. It's not very good because it has to basically be loose. So that when the air suspension raises up, the servo needs to move. And then once you actually engage it, I haven't found a way to have I need like a clutch on the servo, so it's out of the way and doesn't affect the air ride, and then it comes on with the air ride, or once it's up, then you can air it up. I don't know. Too many ideas flying through my head right now. But yeah, so let's take this thing apart and see what these springs look like. So those springs are basically the same rate. They were just about 2 coils shorter than the ones that it came with as hard springs. So I left the boots off because I'm probably going to be taking it apart again. But now sitting upside down, it won't stay all the way down, which is good. If I can find how to grab this thing. Oh, I had a spider living inside of this cab. So the weight of the truck, it still goes down. And will it? Front works. We got a lot more lift, but will it lift weight? I hope I don't have to put more springs in there. Oh, well, let's try the farm truck. If I can get it to stay up here. Will it work? No, still doesn't work. Oh. So, yeah. Let me just see if it'll even hold the weight once it's aired up. So that's aired up all the way. It's slowly falling down right now. So we are losing air pressure due to the weight of what we're carrying. That's what I was afraid of. These lines are just not airtight enough to hold that much pressure. So, back to the drawing board. Alright guys, it's kind of working. Not out of the woods yet. It is super stiff. It won't lay down all the way without a load on it now. We're going to have to trade off being able to lay it out empty versus being able to lift with something on there. Still has its limitations. I tried to lift a fully loaded Trail Finder 2 and it just won't go. This doesn't even have enough weight to lower it down all the way. My front is getting a little weak, so we may up the springs in the front. But we're working. It's working. So, obviously we're not going to haul around a little Suzuki SUV. None of the other rat rods will work on it because the struts stick up through. The farm truck is the only one that has a high enough ground clearance. So Lays out pretty nice and even. Still not quite going down all the way in the back, but it goes right up. That's all we're getting. So I can get to my knuckles. It's a little lower at the back. Not sure how well it's going to stay aired up because of the extra weight's putting extra pressure on the airlines. The airlines are not super airtight. But when I had the Trailfinder 2 up here, I put the tires way up front and it was causing the front to struggle. I really don't want to take the front apart, but I need to add a spring to that. I think I've got 2 left of these, so I'm just going to throw them in with the other spring that's already in there. See if that helps maybe. I don't want to put 4 in the front because it's not going to carry as much weight, and I want it to still lay out flat in the front. The back we can just throw a car on and go from there. So let's take a look at the front. Guys, I think I've got it all worked out. I had to take the front apart a second time and remove the original spring, just running the secondary larger spring that came with the Pro Air kit. It hangs up a little bit, so I'm having a problem with some rubbing on the bottom of the dash or the cowl of the cab, and I think the only way to address it is to cut a little bit more out of the body, which I can't do without removing the body. So since we're going to have to tear this beast apart, you saw how tricky it was to take the front suspension apart. I can't pull all that out with the body on, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the body off. And while we're there, we're going lipo. I'm going to put my new Quick Run Hobby Wing. These little 1060s are cheap, they're great, I love them. I went and had this one updated with the Dean's connector so I can run some lipos on it. Slowly going that way finally, guys. In the last video you saw my little MST crawler, and it basically has this ESC in it, and I ran that on the little 3-cell lipo, and it was a blast to drive, a little monster, a little speed demon mud bogger. So on top of doing the springs, I'm going to see if more voltage actually works. I've tried larger batteries, I've tried 8.4, didn't really jive right, kept having problems. This is the RC 4-wheel drive Outcry 2 ESC. It is LiPo capable, but I suck at soldering. My soldering iron actually broke and I threw it away. I haven't replaced it, so I can't swap on that to me a connector to a Dean's connector yet. But I probably will reuse that one since I already got it and it is LiPo capable. But we're going to have to pull the bed off first, and that way we can get access to all of our electronics and start swapping in this to go fast. Now I've got a 2-cell charging. These big, they're 5200 milliamp 2-cell that a friend of mine at work gave me a couple of, and I've noticed on using the things I've used them on so far, the big 8x8 crawler, it's not as powerful as that 3-cell. Even though that 3-cell is only 1800 milliamp, in that big 8x8 I can still get 30 to 45 minutes of run time. So I would like to run the 3-cell on this, but it's not charged right now. I just figure we'll run what we got. We'll see, and then if we can't tell any difference in power for the air ride, we'll try the little 3-cell and see if that does anything. I don't think it's going to make a whole lot of difference because this derives its power from the receiver, and it's only got these little tiny servo power wires to run it. It's not like we can just throw 11 volts at it and make a world of difference. It's only going to get what it's going to get through this tiny little wire. But hey, it's worth a shot. You know, it's going to make the get up and go a little faster, hopefully anyway, and help that steering servo be less glitchy since the Savocs are power hungry. But yeah, let's get started. Alright guys, so it's kind of doing what I want. I'm still not satisfied with the amount of lift in the rear, and have the big drawback of without a load it doesn't set down all the way, and if it's aired up it won't go down all the way. That's just inherent from the springs doing what they do. So I don't know. I may still go back to the drawing board. But for now, it's doing what we want. It's not giving me as much lift as I'd like in the back. And if I go too high on the front, it won't go all the way down. I've lubed up all the front mechanism and everything. I shouldn't have messed with the springs in the front. They would be fine. It's just such a pain to take that apart, pull that brace out of the middle that holds the control arms, holds the air cylinders, and acts as a cross member on the frame. It's a very nice engineering feat, but it is, like most things, a pain in the butt to actually work on. But, like I said, we are working. I'm not going to drive it because A, it's dark, and B, I don't really see the point if I'm about to tear it apart again. Does work, everything goes. I can't really tell if it's got a whole lot more wheel speed with the LiPo. I can't tell the difference in anything really. The servo is twitching out, and that was a servo that had a cut in the wire that was taped up. So obviously something's aggravated that. I can't tell the air ride lifts any faster or any slower. It is lifting about the same with the weight, so got that going for us. That's about all we get in the back. Gives us maybe half an inch. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not ready to give up on it. I'm not ready to call it done. It still needs some work. So I don't know. I'm almost to the point of scrapping all the suspension and starting over. I know I've done that enough on this build and the initial go round. Probably redid the rear suspension about 12 times, but I don't know. Now that we have the springs on, that changes the way the cantilever system would work, and I don't know if that would make it any better or worse, but I won't know unless we find out. So appreciate y'all watching. Be sure to comment below what y'all think. It would be easier just to come back with some servos and make it lift that way, but I really want to keep the air ride. I've got a couple more sets of this Pro Air RC stuff, and it's not any fault to the system why it won't lift this. This thing is massive, it's heavy, and putting a heavy load on the back. In a regular Ratrod, this would work excellent. And I think that may be the next go round. We're going to try to use this system on a standard Ratrod build of some kind. I don't know what yet. We've got lots of bodies. I don't have a whole lot of parts right now. I had some stuff for sale on Facebook trying to put together some money so I could buy some axles and stuff like that to build with. But yeah, we made some progress, and just going to keep working on it. I'll see y'all in the next video. Keep it scale.